I spent 6 months developing my first indie game, Ducky Runners. This is a whole movie. This is my entire game development journey. I accomplished a huge childhood dream of mine, and I'm excited to be working on my second game. I ain't gonna say too much about it. Enjoy the video and check out my game, Ducky Runners, on Steam. Link in the description. What's going on, everybody? I'm an occasional gamer, and I challenged myself to make a game using the Godot engine for the first time and have a functioning prototype that can be downloaded and played on itch.io. I am happy to announce I have completed my first indie game project, Ducky Runners. I am new to the game development scene, and I am determined to make and release my own games because
I'm a gamer. I'm a straight up G. The occasional life is the life for me.
this is how I developed Ducky Runners. You can play the game on itch.io right now for free. I strategically only gave myself 7 days to complete this project because I didn't want to go through tutorial hell, and I wanted to learn the Godot engine as quick as possible. Since I don't know anything about Godot whatsoever, I needed to start somewhere. I found a 2D platformer tutorial by Heartbeast, and this tutorial series paved the way for my learning experience through Godot, learning nodes, learning signals, learning groups, GD script, tile maps, everything. I wanted this game to be very simple. You have a character, that's a duck, you collect the eggs to complete the level, and you only have 10 seconds to complete each level. After watching this tutorial series, I was comfortable with making my own functions and understanding delta, velocity, variables, calling functions, to have my character running around and jumping on walls. Along this way of following this tutorial, I was writing my own scripts. I was taking inspiration from what he was saying, but finding opportunities to apply my own logic. This was a very good thing for me because now I'm understanding the GD script for myself. But there are a lot of growing pains. There's a lot of time spent on fixing bugs and not understanding why things were or weren't happening. For example, the character animations. I'm using the character sprite 2D, and I implemented the animations for running, jumping, and idle depending on the change in value from the input access. +1 or -1 being left or right, 0 being the idle animation, and when you were not on the floor, you play the jump animation, which is a 3-frame animation that I made, and till now, I do not know why this is not working. It only plays on frame 1. You jump and he flaps, but there's no animation. Somebody look at my code. I do not know why this is not playing. Another big hurdle was the pause menu. I followed a tutorial on how to make a menu. He was not very thorough on how the logic worked and just sped through a lot of the code. This pause menu was so janky. It would not be visible, but the pause menu would still be there. So if you clicked in the middle of the screen, you would resume, restart, or quit out of the game. And I learned with every action that you make, there is a reaction. The pause menu would pop up every time you jumped. There is no input for jumping within this code. There was nothing to do with the logic of jumping for the pause menu with any other button. I found a workaround for this at the top of the function to show the pause menu when you hit escape and to not show at the end of the function and it disappears. This works, it works perfectly fine, and I'm glad I came across this method. Unfortunately, it takes 2 inputs of escape for the menu to pop up. I don't know why, but the menu works. I designed the duck character and made its animations in Photoshop. I have not made pixel animations in 9 years. I have not touched a sprite sheet in 9 years. This is not an exaggeration. You can see here, I was just freestyling and guesstimating animations for this duck. I think they came out pretty clean. We got a 2-frame idle animation, a 3-frame run animation, and a 3-frame jump animation. That doesn't work. I am really proud of how this came out. But please, if there are any programmers watching this video, please look at this code. Why is it only playing frame 1? For developing the levels, I learned about tile maps, both from the Heartbeast tutorial and just doing a lot of research on tile maps in general. This is one of the most powerful tools that I've experienced with making this game. It is so easy to make levels in Godot. I don't know if it's the same for Unity or Unreal that they have a tile map system, but Godot is goated for this. For this prototype, there are only 3 levels. I could definitely make more and make them very quickly, but I need y'all feedback. I need your engagement. If there is engagement for this game, I can make a fully polished game and release it on Steam. I can get back in the lab, make more levels, worlds, animations, puzzle elements, leaderboards for the score system. I want the replay value of this game to come from a score system. Keeping track of your score and trying to break records, this is a speedrunning game after all. Getting your friends and family involved and trying to see who can complete the levels the fastest. I got a lot of ideas for Ducky Runners. I had a fantastic experience with using Godot for the last 7 days, and I didn't even scratch the surface and use everything that the program has to offer. I didn't use materials, I didn't get into lighting. There was just so much that Godot has to offer that I still need to get in my bag, in my arsenal. This is how I developed Ducky Runners. You can play the game on itch.io right now for free. You have the option to donate, which you can if you want to support the project. But the game is free to play on the browser and you can download an exe file. The next small game project that I have in mind to make in Godot is a local multiplayer, not online multiplayer, no network shenanigans, a local multiplayer food fight game. Similar to Dodgeball, the arena would be a cafeteria. You throw on pizza, bananas, pasta, coleslaw, everything. With the knowledge and the resources that I have obtained, I will be, for the most part, writing my own scripts. I want to get in the habit of making my own functions and developing my own logic, getting better at programming in general. This game will be mostly made without tutorials. I don't have a time limit in mind for like 7 days or 2 weeks or whatever to complete this project. I just want to make a pick up and play local multiplayer experience and work my way up to get to networking and online multiplayer. Y'all gotta stay tuned for that. I already have it in mind how I'm gonna execute the logic for this game, so it will be a short-term project that can turn into a big game, just like Ducky Runners, but I hope y'all can be a part of this journey. Stay tuned into the next devlog video. But y'all play Ducky Runners, link in the description on my itch.io page. Let me know what you think of the game. Let me know what you want me to add to the game. Let me know if you find any bugs. And let me know if you want to see a fully fleshed out and polished Ducky Runners on Steam. I thank y'all for tuning into this video and checking out my game development journey. Join the Discord in the description. We got a great community over there. I actually posted the announcement for Ducky Runners in the Discord first. If you want to be the first to know stuff, you gotta join the Discord. Share this video with your friends, your family, your grandma, your auntie, and your uncle, and any other aspiring game developers. I am determined to make games. I am putting action into the things I want to acquire. I will be a successful game developer. It's been a dream of mine my entire life, and it's no longer a dream. I'm living it. I'm starting it. I thank you for encouraging me and giving me advice from the last game dev video. As I get better at game development, I will be getting closer and closer to making my dream game, which is an online multiplayer party game. This game idea is top notch. I just need the skill set behind it to produce something amazing. I need a skill set. For now, we got Ducky Runners and a food fight game on the table. Thank y'all for tuning in and checking out An Occasional Gamer. I'm an occasional gamer, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless. Y'all showed up and showed out for the last video. Thank y'all for everyone giving me feedback. Thank y'all for playing Ducky Runners on itch.io. Y'all can still play that for the free. I am happy to announce that I will continue development for Ducky Runners, and we will see a full release on Steam.
I'm a gamer. I'm a straight up G. The occasional life is the life for me.
What's going on, everybody? I'm an occasional gamer, and I just wanted to talk about my transition from being a gamer, well, rather an occasional gamer, to game developer. Being an artist my entire life and a passionate gamer has led me to want to be a part of the games industry since I was 7 years old. I grew up playing Pokemon Blue, Super Mario Land, Mario Land 2, Mortal Kombat, Smash Brothers on the Nintendo 64, Asteroids, Dig Dug, Pac-Man, Galaga, NBA Jam. I am an old school gamer through and through. Me being passionate about art as well as gaming just go hand in hand. It's pretty amazing to have an art background and understand color theory, perspective, modeling, animation, knowing that all those components work together in both the gaming and film industry. Gaming just takes it to the next level when you add programming, bringing your animated work to life with player input. Me making my own game, I just have a different appreciation for game development in general. It hits different to revisit one of my favorite games, Uncharted 2, which is a fantastic series with phenomenal characters, storyline, music, gameplay, everything. A series like that is just simply amazing, and I don't think game developers in general get the recognition that they deserve. Game development is a long, vigorous, trying process. You have hopes of making timelines and meeting deadlines, but that's just not how it works. You can have a simple idea and you think you can execute that in 3 weeks, and then it ends up taking you 3 months. That's currently the space I'm in right now. I accomplished making a prototype in 7 days, which was pretty amazing. Making the character and the levels and having an objective, a start to finish game loop with functioning menus. This is week 2, and I am having a harder time getting out of the prototype phase. It's easy to make more levels and have this game just play out. But for this to be an actual functioning game, I need there to be more structure. I need there to be save states, keeping track of progression. All of these things are factors in a regular game. That's the part of game development that I did not consider. For this to be a functioning game, you have to be able to save, program the saved progress. It came natural for me to make these quick levels. However, getting out of the prototype phase right now, I'm a little lost. I have a story in mind. I came up with a dope story and I'm gonna make a dope animation for that. But for this to be a solid, regular functioning game, I need to figure out a save feature when it comes to levels, completed levels, things that you collected, saving your progress. It's a lot to consider. And don't you worry, I will get there. I'm just letting you know that this is a little roadblock. I will eventually get over that hill and continue to make progress on the game. But until then, I just wanted to drop this video to let y'all know what's going on with Ducky Runners and how I just have a new perspective and appreciation for gaming all over again. Game development is hard. There's a lot of moving parts, there's a lot to consider, and we didn't even get to marketing yet. I gotta market this game. There is a lot going on behind the scenes of making a game, and I'm enjoying it. I really am, and this has been a great experience so far. Thank you again for everyone that gave feedback on Ducky Runners. Thank y'all for playing Ducky Runners, and there will be a full release of Ducky Runners on Steam, but I'm just realizing that isn't that simple. But I'm excited and I'm determined to see a full release of Ducky Runners on Steam. I don't have a timeline for release. I honestly have no idea of how long this is going to take. I can guesstimate 5 to 6 months. I'm not too sure how extensive I want to make this first project, but we'll see. You gotta tune into the next dev vlog of Ducky Runners to see what's going on. Make sure you are subscribed and got post notifications turned on. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't. Share the video with your friends, your auntie, your cousin, your grandma, and any aspiring game developers. I'm an occasional game developer, and I'll see you in the next video. Yo, that was kind of smooth with it. An occasional game developer? Yo, I might have to make
I'm a gamer. I'm a straight up G. The occasional life is the life for me.
What's going on, everybody? I'm an occasional gamer, and I added power-ups and the main antagonist enemy, raccoons, to my speedrunning duck game, Ducky Runners. I recorded the entire development process of making this raccoon enemy, not realizing I was recording my second monitor. So I have no usable footage of me actually making this a functional enemy, but I'm gonna just break it down and let y'all know how I got to this result. Doing a quick Google search, I found out that ducks' main predators are raccoons. This is canon, so I had to put it in the game. I planned on making my own raccoon sprite and animations, but I found a $2 sprite sheet on itch.io for a raccoon. Without hesitation, I bought that. Put it in the Godot engine and got to work. To bring this character to life, I separated its animations and added different hitboxes. I took the Spikes Obstacle Hazard Area 2D and attached it to the raccoon and made it in the shape of the raccoon. I also attached the raycast node, which allows the sprite to detect edges. Upon hitting the hitbox, you go back to your original position. I wrote up a quick script to have the raccoon running left to right and detecting the edges to ping pong in the other direction. I made another hitbox to make the raccoon take damage from the player. If the player overlaps this hitbox, the raccoon will play its death animation and fade out. And that's it. Now we have our first functioning enemy in the game. I have another idea to expand on this raccoon enemy. I was thinking maybe the raccoon could be in a trash can and throwing bananas and garbage at the duck. But y'all comment down below, let me know any suggestions or ideas that you want to see in the game pertaining to the raccoon enemies. I also made an attempt to make power-ups in Godot. There aren't many and definitely not very specific tutorials on how to make power-ups in Godot, so this was a very frustrating process. I'm Bored commented on the last video saying that he wanted to see a jetpack power-up. Ironically, I was thinking the same exact thing. This duck needed jetpack. So I opened Photoshop and made a quick sprite animation for the jetpack. I got a jetpack power-up placeholder icon from Google, just something real quick to throw in the game and to work off of. I'll update that later. I went through so much trial and error to get this jetpack power-up to affect the player's movement. My solution for this was making a custom resource for the player movement data. I got default movement and a fast movement with export variables where I could quickly adjust the parameters of the duck's movement. The fast movement makes the duck really fast, and I also adjusted the jump velocity to actually make it feel like you're using a jetpack. Believe you me, I had the logic, but actually typing out the code to make this play out correctly was quite the task. But it works. Finally, you can jump into the jetpack icon and take on the fast movement resource. However, I am struggling to find a way to change the player animation to the jetpack when you run into the icon. This is Future Occasional Gamer here, and while editing this video, I was able to figure out the animation problem. If the movement data dot speed is equal to 140, which it would only be equal to 140 if you collide with the jetpack icon, you will now play the jetpack animation. Now we can overlap the power-up and take on the fast movement resource properties. So I went ahead and added more if statements to update the duck's animations if you are on the ground, if you are not on the ground, if you are moving, if you are idle for the jetpack. This is not perfect by any means. I'm still running into an issue with the animation not fully playing out. Previously had this problem with the jumping animation. This is how the jetpack is supposed to look. You know, you got the feet moving, the fire coming out, and that's not the case when the game is running. I am not worried, I will figure this out. I'm just happy that I'm able to make power-ups now and use the player movement resource to affect the character's movement stats and apply animations. I also made a moving platform with the animated body 2D, which is new to Godot 4, just adding a sprite, collision, and an animation player, made a couple keyframes, and we now have a moving platform into the game. During this time, I also fixed the game-breaking bug with the raccoon hitbox. Initially, on entering the hitbox, I would cue free the hazard area so that you would not die when you would kill the raccoon. This caused the bug that would crash the game, so I removed the child, putting in the hazard area node. This is genius. If you are having issues with cue freeing, meaning you are deleting something from the scene, use remove child and add the node. We getting better at this coding thing. I am proud of myself for figuring this out and looking through the Godot documentation. Y'all can give a hand clap for me. I was using my brain meats. I'm feeling pretty good about myself. I will be releasing an update for Ducky Runners on the itch.io page, link in the description, with more levels, which all of y'all have been requesting. So I'll be making a few more levels, adding in the raccoon enemy. I'm looking forward to make more progress on the game and getting your player feedback. Subscribe if you haven't already, hit the bell for post notifications, join the Discord, share the video with your auntie, uncle, friend, and any other aspiring game developers. I'm an occasional gamer, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless. I'm a gamer. I'm a straight up G. The occasional life is a life. The Godot engine can and will corrupt your project. The font is corrupted, and that deleted the world script. That deleted all the level script, and that deleted the player script.
I'm a gamer. I'm a straight up G. The occasional life is the life for me.
I am not in a good mood right now. The Godot engine self-sabotaged and corrupted my entire game project, Ducky Runners. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. This hurt. This almost made me cry. I am making this video for two reasons. One, to reach out to y'all, my community. Hopefully there are other people that experience this problem with Godot, with it randomly corrupting your files, and have potentially found a solution. Yo, hit me up in the Discord, the YouTube comments, email me, whatever it takes. Reason two, this is a warning for anyone using the Godot engine, or anyone that has an interest with using the Godot engine to make a serious commercial project. The Godot engine can and will corrupt your project at any point in time of your development. After I uploaded the last video, letting y'all know that there's gonna be a new update for Ducky Runners with new enemies, power-ups, and levels. Just before I exported the game, I realized that this thing was no longer functioning. I thought the Godot engine was tripping. So I'm like, okay, let me just restart the engine, restart my computer, open it back up, and it's just gonna work. No, when I opened it back up, I ran into an error, and I have never seen an error opening up this project file. This error states that the default theme is missing in the project. Again, I am confused because I have not moved any files. I have not used themes. I have not attached themes to anything in the game since the first week of development. And I go to the project file and default theme and default tool are still there. There are no files missing. So I try to fix the dependencies and reattach them to the files that are already in the system. That didn't work. So I did a little deep dive on YouTube and Reddit. And there are other people that have experienced this problem. Apparently files being moved or renamed within the program, Godot will just corrupt it for some reason. I have not experienced this in any other game engine. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. There is a potential solution out there that didn't work for me. I followed a tutorial on how to fix corrupted scenes within Godot, downloaded Notepad++, opened up the corrupted files in Notepad++, and deleted the default scene from that file, saved it, and reopened it in Godot. Apparently that's just supposed to fix it, and you'll just have to do without what is corrupted, in my case, the default theme, which for those who don't understand, that is the font that I picked. The font that I established within the program to be the default font for anything that I use is corrupted. The font is corrupted, and that deleted the world script, that deleted all the level script, and that deleted the player script. The font. Oh man. Yo, this got me hot for real. This solution did not work for me, and I came across other people that were experiencing this on Reddit. Same situation as me. They were working on their file, and their player script was removed. The verdict of this situation is if you are not able to fix the problem within a secondary program, you simply just have to rewrite the code. 4 weeks of development, gone in an instant. I love Godot. I love the workflow that I established. I love GDScript. I am learning the engine and I'm coming up with my own logic, my own solutions for programming. What am I gonna do? Just rewrite the scripts all over again? And the thing is, even if it comes down to that point, if I rewrite all the code, all the foundation of what Ducky Runners is, and this happens again, I'm gonna snap. This is not a good sign. And I know Unity is under fire, and if you make $100,000 or $200,000 from your game that you have to upgrade to Unity 6, which is $185 a month, and Unity takes like a percentage of your earnings. At this point, you're paying for stability. I don't want to switch back to Unreal Engine either. I guess visual scripting just isn't for me. I don't know, man. It's just confusing because I know of people that I follow on YouTube are having a great time with Godot and have released their own games and are working on their next games using the Godot engine. I don't know why this had to happen to me. I am going to stay positive. Proverbs 3 verse 5 and 6 says, "Trust in the Lord in all your heart and lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him and he will direct your path." I will move forward with my game development journey in Jesus' name. I just wanted to share with y'all the ups and the downs of this journey. This is definitely a low point, but that's life. Not everything is exciting. Not everything goes as planned. And I just wanted to be transparent with you all. This is what's going on. And I'll just have to figure this out. I'm an occasional gamer, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless.
I'm a gamer. I'm a straight up G. The occasional life is the life for me.
What's going on, everybody? I'm an occasional gamer, and just don't be dumb and do backup.
Thanks for
If
bringing
you're creating new comments back in Google Drive, and did you use Git? Version control system like Git. Y'all showed up and showed out for me. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much to everyone that left a comment on YouTube, the people that hit me up in the Discord, the Reddit Godot community, and some people actually emailed me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ducky Runners is back in action. Y'all can play the new update on itch.io, link in the description. What actually went wrong with the default theme mentioned in the previous video? Some of y'all had an eagle eye and realized that the file had 0 kilobytes, meaning that file contains no more data. Mashup. I'm not sure how I actually got to that point when saving the file. I saved it onto my Google Drive, and a lot of people came out saying that was a big mistake in the first place because Google Drive deletes your files after 30 days when it comes to the version history, which I didn't even know what version history was. I had no idea what version history was or how to obtain that version history from Google Drive. Everybody and their mama was saying, yo, get version history, get GitHub. What is that? I have never heard of version history. I've heard the name Git or GitHub, but not actually really knew what it was for real. I went to Game Asset Development College and programming and have never heard the term version history or version control or Git or GitHub. Maybe it's because I dropped out at the end of the first year, but even being on YouTube and going through different Godot tutorials or just game development tutorials in general, when I bought a course for Unreal Engine, no one in any video when it comes to game development or how to start in a certain program or whatever has never stressed version control, Git, version history, GitHub. I was really concerned about the state of the project because to me, to an occasional gamer, when I went to certain scenes, the raccoon scene was there, the spike scene was there in terms of their code being displayed. When I clicked on player, world, and the other levels, their code was not there at all. To me, I took that as this thing got deleted somehow with missing its dependencies. After doing some research on version history for Google Drive, which that as well, if you look up version history, there are only videos that cover Google Docs specifically. So when it comes to any old regular file, I found the version history on accident. There I was finally able to see all the previous saves for the default 2. Unfortunately, that actually didn't fix my problem. So I was very confused. The dependencies were fixed. The error was no longer popping up, but I was still running into an issue with the world, player, and level scripts being removed. I then thought to myself, if the default theme file got corrupted or whatever happened to it, there are probably others that are not being made mention. So let me just scroll through every single file that was uploaded in this games folder, and funny enough, there were more files that had 0 kilobytes. So I downloaded all the old versions that I needed, and the game was back in business. I learned a lot from this experience. I learned about Git, I learned about version control, I learned about version history, and I hope you did too. If you have an interest in game development across the board, it doesn't matter if you're using Unity, Unreal, GameMaker, Godot, whatever, you need version control. What is version control? Man, I'm glad you asked. Most people that commented on the last video were just making jabs about version control, but actually didn't explain what it was, what Git is, what GitHub is. They're just saying, Git GitHub, problem solved. Basically, version control is essentially having control over different saved versions of your game using what most people would suggest, Git. If you lose your files, if you spill water on your computer, your different external hard drives fail, you already got your backups on Git. Git's version control is a bit intimidating and a little bit complex. There are beginner tutorials out there that are like 2 to 3 hours long. There is definitely a learning curve when it comes to using Git for developing your game and creating different save states for yourself. Thankfully, I was able to find a 3-minute Git tutorial specifically for Godot by GWiz. Straight to the point, no shenanigans. You download Git, he connects it for Godot, and shows you how to save and create different versions in 3 minutes. Y'all go check out that video if you are interested. I am so excited that Ducky Runners is back on track. We got the new update out, and that I learned a lot about version control, Git, GitHub, all of the above. And that video was a place for other people to state their issues with game development and losing files. There are so many stories. Just look through that comment section. There are so many comments of different people coming out, talking about Unreal, talking about Unity, talking about Godot, and their experience with corrupting their projects or certain files. This was definitely a wake-up call to anyone who's interested in game development. I know most, if not all, tutorials out there for making a 2D platformer or making a first-person game, they do not stress this or state this in the video at all. Please learn version control if you are doing anything that involves software development. This might be the last time I do a public update to the demo on itch.io. Thank you all for playing and giving me feedback and suggestions. We got a Ducky Runner text channel in the Discord where we got players battling me speedrunning levels. If you are interested in speedrunning games, play Ducky Runners and take a screenshot of your score and put it in the Discord. I love making this game, but I love playing it too. In the future, I'll be making an occasional gamer Patreon where you can get current builds of Ducky Runners, be a part of the development for a small fee, and also the opportunity to get yourself in the game, in the credits, a custom Ducky icon. Y'all gotta stay tuned for that if you really wanna support me and show that extra love. Subscribe to the Patreon when I make that in the near future, but I'm just gonna lock in, continue to develop this game, make it polished, add effects, visuals, sound effects, make the game feel more alive, make more power-ups, make more enemies, and prepare for a full game release on Steam. Thank you all so much for your continued support to myself and this channel. Y'all like the video, y'all comment down below, and y'all subscribe, share the video with your auntie, uncle, friend, cousin, and any other aspiring game developers. I'm an occasional gamer, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless.
I'm a gamer. I'm a straight up G. The occasional life is the life for me.
What's going on, everybody? I'm an occasional gamer, and I'm back finally with another video. And Ducky Runners got some new power-ups. I finally took the time out to learn state machines for Godot, and this feature alone drastically changed how this game functions and how I'm gonna approach game development in Godot moving forward. Now all the animations play out correctly. Now I can easily make power-ups on the fly. Let's talk about it. An issue I previously had with the player script is that the animations weren't fully playing out. Everybody and their mama was saying you need to learn state machines, you need to learn how to change between states to play out the animations. But from my research, state machines are pretty complex and I didn't want to deal with this. So I'm like, I'll use state machines in my next game. But in progressing in the game and actually adding more to the player, state machines are a must. Now I have an enumeration of lists, and each item in that list has a body of code that defines their function, and I can change between states for each declared function. So I got rid of the old player script and completely rewrote it with the state machine, and we are golden. Now the jumping animation works properly, no issues. The rocket jetpack animation works, no issues. And every other animation that I've been making for the power-ups, which I went live on YouTube and was doing some live development for Ducky Runners. Thank y'all for pulling through. Thank y'all for giving me so many great ideas. We got Straw Hat Ducky, which is gonna be inspired by Luffy with using the duck's neck as a hook shot. We got Ninja Ducky, Skinny Ducky, Fat Ducky, Water Gun Ducky. There's gonna be a lot of power-ups for this game. And thank y'all for pulling through and coming and just having a good time. We talked movies, we talked games, we laughed, we had a great time. Live feedback for the development. It was an awesome time. Ducky Runners is now defined by 3 things: power-ups, lots of power-ups and variations, dope platforming, and an interesting story. I want this game to feel like Mario Wonder, Mario Odyssey, Kirby and the Forgotten Lands, with just the constant variety of power-ups. Each power-up gives new gameplay changes, which allows the game to have variety when playing through the levels. If y'all have any suggestions for power-ups, comment down below and let me know what's up. It doesn't matter how wacky it is, let's put it into the game. Let's make this a collaborative experience. If you haven't already, check out Ducky Runners on my itch.io page, link in the description. Try out the game, give me some feedback, suggestions, and most of all, have fun. And try to beat the levels as quick as possible. We got a Ducky Runners text channel in the Discord. Y'all join the Discord, take a screenshot of your scores, and let's try to get some competition in the Discord. Future updates for Ducky Runners will be on my Patreon when I make that in the very near future. Stay tuned for that. But for now, I'm gonna get back in the lab, take more suggestions, and make some dope power-ups. I'm an occasional gamer, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless. I am a lost solo indie game developer, and I need your help, so let's gather around, watch the full video, and let's talk about my indie game project, Ducky Runners.
I'm a gamer. I'm a straight up G. The occasional life is the life for me.
If this is your first time hearing about Ducky Runners, it is a speed running duck game that focuses on 2D platforming and power-up abilities to complete each level. I made a playlist on the channel. Y'all can watch all the videos of the Ducky Runners devlogs to get you up to speed. Ducky Runners is kind of in a weird spot right now. I'm an inexperienced programmer using the Godot engine, which is great, by the way. Don't get me wrong. This is a phenomenal engine that I have really been enjoying, but the lack of resources is weighing on me. I wanted to update the game's background, which I received some feedback saying the game is cool, but it is a bit bland when it comes to depth. Why don't you add a parallax background? Perfect, there is a parallax node in Godot. Unfortunately, it does not work. I used the node as intended and it simply doesn't work, which has been the case for quite a few things with me using the Godot engine. I tried to make a coin counter and it semi-works, but not really. And my biggest hurdle and drawback to making this game is finding a way to save progress, which is extremely daunting, and I don't understand any video that I watch. They are not digestible. So I said, screw Godot, I'm moving on to Unity, and I started to rebuild Ducky Runners in Unity, which I'm comfortable with Unity because I have experience from college. I understand the C# syntax. The programming language is fine. There are a lot of resources for anything that you would want, even if it is obscure in a game. If you want it, you can find it online. And I like how the game is feeling in the Unity engine, just getting Ducky running left and right and doing wall jumps. Then it hit me last night. I was trying to go to sleep, not thinking about no game development. Then I started to wrestle with this thought: what if my lack of programming and the limitations that I'm having in Godot work out for my benefit? What if I approach this as a pro and not a con? What if I made a speedrunning duck game where you don't have the opportunity to save your progress? It would be like the back in the day joints, like Golden Axe and Sonic 2. Games that I really enjoyed and that you had to sit in front of your TV until you beat the game. And if you saw game over, the game was over. You had to replay the entire game. And games like that are actually being popularized right now. Getting Over It, Only Up, Chained Together. These are difficult, extremely difficult games without a save feature. If you play for 2 hours straight and fall off, you have the potential to lose all of your progress. And this style of game is selling millions of copies. So what do you think? I'm specifically asking you because y'all are going to be the ones that are playing this game. I think I might just stick with Godot and continue to grind, flesh out the game, of course. The more I use Godot, the better I'm going to get at it anyways. You just won't be able to save your progress. And I can tap into that using the story to my benefit. I'm thinking if you try to exit the game and you press the quit button, the game just won't end. An animation will play that you failed the mission, and Ducky will be crying over the loss of all the little duckies that you did not rescue. And then the game will quit. I'd make it very emotional, the music would switch up, Ducky would be crying the whole 9. Limitations produce creativity. This is my first commercial game. I don't want to be married to certain ideas and then this takes 3 years to develop. I just want to get this out there and done with and use my EXP gained from game development and move on to my next game. I have a lot of game ideas and I don't want to be stuck developing Ducky Runner for a very long time. I want this game to come out this year. And the quicker I solidify how the game is going to be played with the players, the quicker the game will come out. I just want to be transparent as the developer and let y'all know what's going on. I'm feeling better about this idea and trust me, this will speed up development and the game will come out much quicker than I anticipated. Y'all let me know how you feel about a challenging classic styled game made by yours truly, an occasional gamer. If there are any game developers or specifically Godot users, join the Discord, hit me up. I need help. I appreciate y'all in advance. Thanks for watching the video. If you made it this far, comment down below Ducky Beard. That's how I know you're a real one. Thank y'all for watching the entire video. Y'all like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and share the video with your auntie, cousin, coworker, friend, or your grandma, or any aspiring game developers. I'm an occasional gamer, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless.
Wait, how many subscribers do you have right now?
3,020.
Yo, if you guys don't get this man to 4,000, 5,000 by the end of this year, I'm gonna find you and beat you up.
It's been 3 weeks since I posted my last video. I've been busy, I've been traveling, but I've also been cooking, working on Ducky Runners.
I'm a gamer. I'm a straight up G. The occasional life is the life for me.
On my last video, I was talking about switching game engines, going from Godot to Unity. The verdict of that, I will be sticking with Godot. That's the engine I made the Ducky Runners prototype with, and I might as well stick with it. I've been learning a lot throughout the last 3 weeks, and I fixed the Parallax background. I was previously having issues with the Parallax background node in Godot, which was really glitchy, and I didn't understand what I was doing wrong as I was using the node correctly. For those of you who don't know, a parallax background is a multi-layered background, each layer moving at different speeds as the player runs left to right. It gives off a very nice effect, and a lot of games, if not most 2D platforming games, use the parallax background effect. I previously made the parallax background within the level, creating a new scene and making the parallax background on its own and tinkering with it. For some reason, it now works. It kind of works. After my 3, 2, 1 start countdown, the parallax background changes its position. My solution for this is to make my 3, 2, 1 countdown scene more dynamic. I haven't made it yet, but I think it can be similar to how the Sonic the Hedgehog levels start. There'd be some information about the level. Each level is not going to be 10 seconds, so I think this would be the perfect opportunity to display hey, this level you got 45 seconds to beat, 60 seconds to beat, so on and so forth. Now having the Parallax background in place does take this game to the next level visually. I've also spent a lot of time fine-tuning my power-up system, updating placeholder sprites, expanding on my player state machine for each power-up, and things are going really well with my workflow using the Godot engine. For example, I was on the phone with Lucid Clip and Keyboard Man, and they said when you kill an enemy, you just fall through them. There's no satisfying like bounce or jump effect. You should add that in. And as we were on the phone, I typed up the code and added that in immediately. I am proud of myself, and I'm getting pretty good at just having an idea and implementing it within the Godot engine. Just like anything that comes with time, so if you are a game developer or an aspiring game developer, if you find an engine that you like and that you can see yourself having a decent workflow with, just stick with it, because you are going to continue to learn over time. Do not waste your time switching from engine to engine. I didn't spend that much time in Unity. I messed around with it for like a day or two, then went back to Godot. I do not like using Unreal Engine at all. Oh my goodness. I love using Unreal Engine for animations and design, but to make games, that is not my cup of tea. Stick with what you know. If you are enjoying a game engine, just stick with it. I also wanted to update the visuals of receiving the power-up, and I spent a lot of time writing nonsense lines of code because this thing was just not working. It was extremely glitchy. The effect was popping off when I didn't want it to. I'm using the animated sprite 2D as well as the animation player, messing with the frames, trying to make a call method. I did everything, and this thing was just not working until I took a step back and remembered that Godot has a particle system. I did a little research on the particle system, and I fixed my issue with adding a power-up effect with one line of code. I'm pretty sure I just scratched the surface with how to use the Godot particle system. I definitely have to do a lot more research and get things into my bag, but I think this is a great start. Now that Ducky Runners is looking and playing better as a game, I got the visual upgrades, the background sprites updated, the raccoon sprite. I have a lot of animations for the raccoon, and I'm excited to make more enemies. Stay tuned for that. I am at a crossroads of adding more mechanics to the game that I know that I want to add in. I've already started working on one, the key system, but the bulk of what is going to take me the most time to complete this game is level design. I would love to add more stuff to the game and polish it, which I do here and there, but I just need to lock in and make levels. Golly, like that's going to be the majority of what y'all are going to be doing is the gameplay. Level design isn't always fun because it's difficult to make a good level. I think the levels that I made using the new systems and the new visuals are pretty nice, but I just got to make more. That's how I'm going to be spending my time, primarily focusing on level design. I want there to be at least like 2 to 3 hours of gameplay. Who knows, it could be a short game. We'll see how development is. I want to add boss fights, NPCs. Like, I have a lot of ideas. Now that I am in full swing with using Godot, full swing of getting Ducky Runners off the ground, I have a lot of ideas, and I'm excited for what this game will be. Soon enough, I will have a Steam store page up for Ducky Runners. Wishlist Ducky Runners on Steam when the time comes. That would help me out a lot. That's it for now on the updates on Ducky Runners. I'm excited to continue to work on the game. I'm gonna get back in the lab, make more levels. Y'all comment down below your suggestions for the game. If you have any power-up ideas, enemy ideas, different systems you want to see in the game, let me know. Let's get a conversation going. Join the Discord, link in the description. We got a great community over there of gamers and game developers alike. Also, if you haven't played Ducky Runners, I have a prototype on itch.io, link in the description. This is the old version. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to update the itch.io page, but just to get your feet wet and check out the gameplay, play Ducky Runners, link in the description. Also, let me know what you think of the camera situation. This is an old camera that was just sitting in my closet, so I might as well use it, or should I go back to the wide lens webcam? Comment down below. Y'all stay blessed. Remember to brush your teeth, get a good shower, take your vitamins. Take your vitamins, get a good breakfast, get your exercise, use deodorant, and I'll see you in the next video. Deuces! Please watch this video before giving up on your video game development dreams.
I'm a gamer. I'm a straight up G. The occasional life is the life for me.
The narrative that is always pushed when it comes to video game development or indie game development is that it's too hard. Yes, game development is challenging, but it is also extremely rewarding. You do not have to give up on your dreams. All you have to do is ask for help. Game developers are extremely friendly and are willing to help you out. Building a community is the best way to continue pursuing game development. Get on Twitter, get on Reddit, find a Discord server, join my Discord server, link in the description. Yes, there will be trials and bumps and hiccups along the way. There are many times that I stopped working on Ducky Runner for an extended period of time, especially when my files appeared to be corrupt and I had to learn version control and GitHub. I took a very long break from game development. I have become a better game developer because of that. And Ducky Runners, bro, I love developing this game. I haven't even been playing games. I find enjoyment and fulfillment just sitting down for hours and developing Ducky Runners. This is how it started. Now this is how Ducky Runners is looking at the end of August 2024. Y'all see the gameplay? Y'all hear the music? This isn't the final form of Ducky Runners. I'm gonna continue to work on the game, add stuff to it, enhance the graphics. I have a lot of work to do, but I am inspired every single day to come back to the lab and work on this game. This is not even my dream game, but I fell in love with the art of game development. It took some time to get there. It took a lot of trial and error, familiarizing myself with the Godot engine. This did not happen overnight, but I stuck with it, and I believe you can too. If you stick with game development, no matter what you're working on, complete that project. Those skills will be added to your game development kit and you will continue to grow as a developer. Trust me, just stick with it. I see a lot of indie game developers on YouTube start up interesting and unique projects, build a following, and drop these games entirely in game development entirely. I think it's okay to have a moment, but you gotta get back on that horse. If you are trying to be a game developer and you are passionate about game development, it will get better, it will get easier. We gotta change the narrative of game development is too hard, multiplayer is too hard, single player games are too hard. It is possible and it is achievable. You just gotta put in the work. But with repetition, you will get better as a developer. Trust me. If anybody trusts me, I wanted to be a game developer since 2015. It's 2024. Trust me, the journey will get better. The internet will help you. I am a prime example for that. People came out the woodworks when I just said, hey, I'm making a speedrunning duck game. I'm having some troubles. If you could be so kind. Remember, game development, there is game development etiquette when it comes to asking people for help. Don't just be out here like demanding help and expecting people to help you out and writing your code for you and all kind of nonsense. Have game development etiquette when it comes to reaching out to people while you inquire some help. You need some assistance, at least be polite with it. You know what I mean? I will have a Steam store page up very soon. I'm in the process of getting things ironed out. I'm looking forward to sharing more with you on Ducky Runners. And I'm getting closer and closer to releasing this game on Steam, man. My first indie game title on Steam. Thanks to y'all. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting me. Thanks for joining the Discord. Thanks for emailing me. Thanks for hitting me up, y'all. I really appreciate the AOG community. Thank y'all for supporting me. Thanks again to Play Vital for sponsoring this video. Y'all hit the link in the description. Fill up your carts of cases, thumbsticks, grips. Everything you need is on their website. Oh my goodness. Y'all fill up your carts. Use discount AOG to save you some money. Share the video. Oh shoot. Share the video with your auntie, cousin, coworker, friend, or grandma. And we gonna keep this game development thing going. I'm an occasional gamer, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless. Ducky Runners is finally on Steam. This is surreal. I am so excited. Bro, y'all can do me a huge favor and add Ducky Runners to your wish list on Steam. Please, this would help me out tremendously. What exactly does that mean? When a game is wish listed on Steam, that gives it a boost in priority to the Steam's algorithm. More wish lists, more screen time on the Steam store, which also you'll receive an email and a notification when the game is officially released. I am excited for this devlog. I have a lot to unpack, so y'all stay tuned.
I'm a gamer. I'm a straight up G. The occasional life is the life for me.
It was fairly simple to get the Steam store page up and running. Being in the United States, this was a breeze. I know if you are in other countries, there might be some other hoops. All I needed to do was put in my information and pay $100, and that was it. Now having a Steam store page, I needed some artwork to fill up the store as well as the game's library. Y'all may have noticed the name change to the game Ducky Runners with a Z. While I was making the logo, yes, I am a graphic designer, so I made my own Ducky Runners logo. It is very bold, very blocky, very rectangular, and adding in an S, a curvy S, just wasn't fitting the style. This logo was made from scratch. This isn't something that I just typed out. Like, the letters were handcrafted and broken up, and that's how I made Ducky Runners. So I think this came out pretty clean. Let me know your thoughts on the logo. Here is my inspiration: speed runners, live for speed, dark winged duck, and a white ducky so that I can get my color palette. I made a lot of updates and changes from the previous video on Ducky Runners. Y'all check it out if you haven't already. I put some time in getting familiar with the animation node. This node is amazing. This is one of the biggest reasons why I love the Godot engine. The animation node in Godot is similar to Adobe After Effects. Like, it is very, very powerful, adding in a lot of animations that were missing to make the game feel more official. So I added a 3, 2, 1 start animation, a level failed timer animations. If you run out of time, raccoons come down from the screen and attack Ducky, as well as a UI indicator that you are running out of time. Each level has a set time to beat, as you can see in the top left of the screen. And when you get to 5 seconds before the timer runs out, it will pulse and flash red. And finally, adding a level complete success animation. Some feedback I received a long time ago is when you complete a level, it happens instantly, to the point where you might accidentally click to replay the level when you wanted to go to the next level. Now adding in the success animation buffer, that is no longer an issue. I also added new mechanics to the game. I received feedback that it would be nice if Ducky felt more fluid, had more control over the character. So I added a fast fall feature, which feels really nice. It's really snappy, and it basically acts as a sonic homing attack to defeat enemies. I also added in a balloon mechanic. Upon hitting the balloon, Ducky will be flung across the screen, and this does have user control. Depending on how much force and tension you put towards a certain direction, you can control how far the balloon will launch you. If you don't apply any directional inputs before hitting the balloon, you will go flying. And that being paired with the new fast fall feature, I am excited for people to take advantage of this mechanic and speedrun this game. I love playing this game. I will keep it $150. I thoroughly enjoy playing Ducky Runners, but I am more excited to see what y'all come up with these new mechanics. As of right now, Ducky Runners is set to release at the end of November. I think I'm going to release a demo on Steam. I wasn't too sure at first, but y'all let me know. Comment down below, release the demo if you want to check out the gameplay early. If I do release a demo, that will not be the final build, the final look for Ducky Runners. When it comes to pricing and playtime, Ducky Runners will be between the $5 to $6 range, nothing crazy. And this game will have replay ability. The game is not going to be extremely long, so to extend the gameplay, I will be adding in a challenge game mode. I'm excited for y'all to play the game. I'm excited that I'm releasing my first commercial indie game. This is surreal. If y'all could be so kind and share this video and the Steam store page with a friend, family member, cousin, co-worker, or your grandma and wishlist Ducky Runners, that would mean the world to me. I appreciate y'all for watching the video and rocking with your boy, an occasional gamer. I'm gonna get back into the lab, make more levels, make more enemies, make more power-ups, make more worlds, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless. The Ducky Runners demo is now live on Steam. Y'all can finally get your hands on the game and experience all the new updates across 4 levels.
I'm a gamer. I'm a straight up G. The occasional life is the life for me.
I'm excited to see what speedrunning strats y'all come up with. Record yourself playing Ducky Runners, upload it to YouTube, join the Discord, drop your screenshots of your completed times in the Ducky Runner Discord server. And if you haven't already, wishlist Ducky Runners on Steam. As of right now, before the uploading of this video, Ducky Runners is sitting around 70 wishlists. That means the world to me. Others would disagree, saying that's not enough. You need 5,000 wish lists to be successful. I am appreciative that y'all legitimately have an interest for something that I created. I did not sit around and make fake Steam accounts and wish list my own game. There was a genuine interest for this game. Development for Ducky Runners is going really well. I'm about 40% completed the entirety of this game. To get the remaining percentage is not going to take long at all. World 1 is completed. Here is some gameplay footage. I don't want to share too much because I want you to experience the game for yourself. But level design for Ducky Runners has been extremely enjoyable and rewarding. The more you play, the better you will get. I am currently developing World 2 for Ducky Runners, which is a winter themed world. Ducky got some new swag wearing a Santa hat, and the physics of the game have drastically changed. The ground is slippery, the movement is faster, and even the jumping properties have been modified. You will encounter new enemies and obstacles within this world, starting off with the snowball. I'm honestly just coming up with things on the spot and letting creativity take its course. I'm having so much fun with it, and I can't wait for y'all to play the full game and experience these new levels. My priority list to make the game feel more polished: 1, being a controller detection or an input map, like a custom input map setting. As of right now, that is not an option, and you have to look at the control scene to know what buttons to press. It is a simple game. You just have movement, fast falling, a jump button, and an action button that handles interactables around the world, as well as using a power-up if it has an action button press. But if anyone knows how to add a controller input detect, like if you plug in a PS5 controller, the prompts on screen will be PS5 buttons, as well as Xbox. If you're only using the keyboard prompts will pop up. If anyone knows how to do that, please let me know. That would be greatly appreciated. If I'm not able to figure that out, I'll likely just make a custom input mapping setting. Big shout out to Fanto, who is in the Discord, link in the description, that has found a bunch of glitches and gave me a laundry list of things to fix. Majority of those bugs are now fixed, but there are a few bugs in the demo. Hopefully you won't discover them. If you do, let me know. If Ducky has some interesting character movement that is not intended by me, let me know. The demo now is definitely more polished. The demo actually went live a couple days ago on the 18th, and I didn't want to make a public announcement with these game-breaking bugs in there. Now that most of them are fixed and the game is more stable, go play that. That's the video. I just want to make a little quick update that the demo is now live. Progress is amazing, and y'all got to speedrun Ducky Runners right now. I would love to hear your feedback and see your own approaches to completing levels. Level 4 in the demo, I can complete in 7 seconds. I want to know if any of y'all can beat level 4 in under 7 seconds. Like the video, share the video with your auntie, cousin, friend, coworker, or grandma. Wishlist Ducky Runners on Steam. Play the demo right now. Share it with a friend too. Join the Discord. Subscribe if you haven't already. Y'all stay blessed. Brush your teeth. Remember to shower, exercise, drink your water. I'm an occasional gamer, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless. Nintendo might sue me for this. I am working on my first commercial game, Ducky Runners, and I'm currently adding in more power-ups and working on level design. And I thought it would be a cool idea to make a gameplay power-up / mechanic where you can spawn items, objects, or platforms under you to complement challenging level design. Now with the reveal that Nintendo patents their gameplay mechanics and Power World is under fire, crossing one of those patents for Pokemon is scary and eye-opening that anything that you develop for your game with your own IP, you can be sued for using a gameplay mechanic, which up until this point was unheard of because there are so many gaming genres and subgenres of games that take mechanics from each other, innovate off of it, build on it, and produce their own products. Especially with the newly released Zelda game, where Zelda's main ability is to capture different enemies and objects, use them as platforms, or to defend herself throughout the world. I don't want any potential issues with Nintendo, so I will be putting on the brakes with this construction power-up. This wasn't something that was fully developed. I was just toying with the idea that you can obtain different objects along your journey and use them to your advantage. But I don't know if Nintendo patented this gameplay mechanic. I ain't trying to get sued. But a general update for Ducky Runners, World 2 is almost complete. Ducky is faster than ever, and there is a new anti-gravity baseball cap power-up. Why a baseball cap? No idea, but it looks cool. The gameplay is faster and slippery due to being a winter world. I accomplished this by making an area 2D and updating the player movement resource. I could have gone into the actual tile set and made a configuration for each block. That just sounded like a lot of work, and I didn't think that was necessary, and that's what I love about game development. The tools are here for you to use, and you can use them as you wish. As well as adding a visual indication that something has changed, Ducky is now wearing a Santa hat at the beginning of each winter level. Another thing I was thinking about in transitioning to World 3, would Ducky's speed remain the same from the winter level? I think it would be kind of drastic to change and go back to the default movement speed after getting accustomed to running faster. So I think as you complete each world, the base speed of Ducky will just be faster and faster. This is a speedrunning game after all, so I think it is only right that you gotta go fast. At this point in development, especially with the amount of levels that I have made thus far, I think it is mandatory that I figure out a save feature as well as a world select or a level select. This is something that I've been holding off of or considering not having in my game whatsoever, but with how challenging this game is, as well as how long it will take to complete each level / world, for the user experience, having a level select and a save feature would be desired. So that will be next on my list, to add a save feature and a level select to Ducky Runners. Thank you all for playing the Ducky Runners demo. Link in the description. You can wishlist Ducky Runners on Steam, and during the uploading of this video, I released an update to the demo after receiving a lot of player feedback. Level 3 of the demo at the end came across as extremely challenging. I made the game, so I know how to finesse the system and do everything perfectly. So I do appreciate people recording videos of yourself playing Ducky Runners and giving me feedback and suggestions. I want to make this game as polished and enjoyable as possible. We are almost at 100 wishlists for Ducky Runners. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all for real, for supporting me, for supporting my game development journey, and supporting Ducky Runners. Share the demo with a friend, a coworker, a cousin. I want y'all to have fun and speed run Ducky Runners. Subscribe if you haven't already, like the video, and comment down below. Let's get a conversation going. And I'll see you in the next Ducky Runners devlog. God bless. Deuces. Ducky Runners is finally completed. My video game journey is coming to an end. You can start at level 1, work your way through all the worlds, and complete this game. Bro, this is surreal. I haven't made a YouTube video in almost 2 months. I've been working, I've been grinding, I've been developing the game, and YouTube just had to take a backseat to all of that. But I'm excited to catch y'all up and give you a huge update as this game comes out really soon.
I'm a gamer. I'm a straight up G. The occasional life is the life for me.
This video is sponsored by nobody. Nobody sponsored the video. But y'all could do me a huge favor and wishlist Ducky Runners on Steam. Hit the link in the description. This will give me a huge algorithm boost to Steam, and I would really appreciate y'all's support. Wishlist Ducky Runners today, and check out the demo if you haven't already. World 1 had some changes from the previous devlogs that y'all have seen, from getting a lot of player feedback. Who is calling my phone? Probably Keyboard Man. Yes, it is.
Hello video. I'm joking. I'm not joking. Hello video.
Where was I? World 1, I needed to make some changes and cut back to the difficulty and challenge of World 1 after receiving a lot of player feedback. I want Ducky Runners to be received by all audiences, and a lot of y'all were having a difficult time even beating the demo. So that was a clear indication that World 1 is just the intro. You get your feet wet with the mechanics, receiving power-ups, getting an understanding of how the game feels. And some of y'all didn't know that you had to press the action button, which is X on your keyboard, square or circle on a PS5 controller. Some of y'all did not know how to use the power-ups. This game is fairly simple. It is a 2-button game. You jump and you use the power-up button. That's it. But I know people don't like to read or look at controls or anything like that. So I decided when the game opens for the demo to put up the controls menu. And you'd be surprised how many people could not beat level 1 or level 2. World 1 is fairly straightforward. You collect the eggs, you get the power-ups, you get familiar with, some of the obstacles, the enemies, the keys that you unlock doors. Transitioning to World 2, I poured so much creativity into World 2. World 1 was kind of, as I said, the intro, pretty basic. World 2, I really wanted to up the ante, add more power-ups, change up the enemy types, make the game feel significantly different because Ducky is running and slipping on the ice, adding a snow particle effect to make the game visually feel more diverse. One thing I'm working on right now is polishing the game, so adding world transitions, animations, cutscenes. Ducky's chasing the raccoon, and you notice that the raccoon got a little new attire, little new swag, looks like a reindeer, and that's something that I'm working on for each world, is changing up the enemy types and giving them a little swag to represent the world that they're in. I don't want to talk too much more about the game and the transitions because I want y'all to experience this for yourself. But since I streamed World 3, check those videos out if you haven't already. It was challenging to develop and come up with new ideas so that the game did not feel stagnant. I wanted there to be a sense of progression. It was rocking my noggin how to really diversify each world, add more enemies, change up the level design, add more power-ups, and make it feel really solid and unique. Man, level design is not easy. But yet again, I was able to find ways to change up the gameplay. There are lots of game features that were not previously seen in World 1 and 2. And this world is a bit more challenging, so y'all will definitely have a wonderful time completing this world. Transitioning into the next world that I'm not going to talk about at all, because I want y'all to experience the game for yourself. Yet again, I had to buckle down and think, man, I can't make this game feel stagnant. I need to diversify my palette. I'm running out of ideas. I'm trying to be creative. And then a light bulb went off and I never looked back. This world is challenging. This world is very unique and I can't wait for y'all to play it. So when does Ducky Runners release? I wanted this game to come out at the end of November, but I also realized there is a Steam autumn sale and Ducky Runners will most definitely get lost in the algorithm when like the sales are going crazy. You scroll down the page, Ducky Runners would be at page 2000. This game will be lost in the abyss and get no attention. So I pulled the brakes on releasing the game at the end of November. Also to keep in mind, there is a winter sale on Steam, I believe December 19th to January 3rd. And again, Ducky Runners would get lost in the Steam algorithm and not be seen. So I have a tight window release for December 5th to around December 14th to really get the game out there, to get a spotlight and a chance to have its own screen time, and hopefully this game will do very, very well. I am spending these last couple of days just being locked in, fixing bugs, making the game feel more unique, diverse in terms of the art style and visual changes and progression, as well as making everything sound good. Ducky Runners has an original soundtrack. You're gonna be dancing, bumping, and jigging down playing Ducky Runners. So I'm very excited for y'all to experience the soundtrack. And hopefully throughout this time as well, I will lock in and try to figure out a level select and save feature for the game. That has been the biggest hurdle for my game dev journey, figuring out how to do save and loads and having a level select and unlocking levels and all that kind of stuff. If I am unable to figure out a level select and save feature, you got one chance. Insert coin. You lose, you quit out the game, you lose all your progress. So we'll see what happens. I'm only one person and I only wanted to work on this game for a certain period of time. Honestly, I could take as much time as I need. I gave myself this specific time crunch. At the end of November, I want to release a game, get it out there, and move on with my life. I could take 2 or 3 years, make Ducky Runners as polished as ever, but sometimes as an artist, you just gotta know when to put your paintbrush down. I want to make Ducky Runners as polished and enjoyable as possible, but I'm also excited to just move on and start my new game. So y'all stay tuned for early December when Ducky Runners releases onto a Steam store near you. Wishlist Ducky Runners on Steam. I know it's been a minute since I posted a video. Hopefully, you know what I mean, y'all can comment, like the video, share the video with your auntie, cousin, friend, coworker, or grandma, and try to get back in the YouTube algorithm. I have no idea how this video is going to perform. I have no idea how this game is going to perform. All I know is I am living out my childhood dream and I am making and publishing my own game. This is something that I've wanted to do my entire life. When kids were in preschool and grade 1, what do you want to be when you want to grow up? Police officer, doctor, lawyer. I knew I wanted to be a game developer and be a part of the games industry. And I thank God just for covering me, keeping me throughout life's journey. I thank my wife for being super supportive, and holding me down with my dreams and my aspirations. And it's time for this game to come out. December 5th, that window, y'all stay tuned. Ducky Runners, take over. I'm an occasional gamer, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless.
Ducky Runners is available on Steam right now.
I did it. I designed, developed, and published Ducky Runners. I published my own indie video game created by myself as a solo developer. Please buy Ducky Runners. It's available on Steam for $7.99 US. It took me a couple months to design, develop, and publish my own game. Let's backtrack to the beginning. Where did this game come from? How did I get inspired? Why did I choose the Godot engine? Let's talk about it. My first inspiration for Ducky Runners was the 10-Second Go series. This was a game that I used to play back in the day on my DSi. You played as a little red character that would run throughout levels, and you only had 10 seconds to complete each level. And I thought to myself, hey, that's simple enough. I could probably, recreate something like that, put my own twist on it. So I started to research game engines to see how I could bring this to life. And I came across Aramis. He is a solo indie game developer. Check out his game Chess Survivor, and he's currently working on his next project, Hexagod. Watching his videos and seeing how transparent he is about his game development journey, I fell in love with his channel, and I fell in love with the way that he talked about the Godot engine. So I said, if he could do it, I could do it. And I looked up a platformer tutorial just to learn the Godot engine as well as get my feet wet in making a platformer, and I came across Heartbeast's YouTube channel that had an entire series on how to make a 2D platformer in the Godot engine. In one of the episodes, he added a timer to be at the top of the screen. That didn't really function as anything. It was just something to keep track of your time. When you got to the end of the level, the timer would stop to see how quickly you collected all the hearts. I took that idea and ran with it, and that's what birthed the prototype to Ducky Runners that I released on itch.io. It was a very simple prototype, but it was enjoyable. You had 10 seconds to complete each level, collecting all the eggs. From this prototype, I started the Ducky Runners devlog series, got more eyes on my itch.io page. People were playing it, the game was getting views, the game was getting downloads, and people really wanted to see a full game release. So I made it up in my mind that I will release my own game by the end of 2024. I buckled down, I locked in, and made this game in a couple of months. Yes, I started in February, but my game development patterns wasn't consistent for extended periods of time. I wasn't working on the game. From February till now, December, I was not working on the game. Life happened, and hey, when life happens, the clock still ticks and the seasons still change. And through all of that, I was determined to release my own game this year. And I hope y'all can use me as an inspiration for whatever you want to achieve and acquire in your life, that if you put in the time, dedication, and hard work, if you put God first, faith without works is dead. Even though I'm trusting and believing in God to move mountains in my life, I had to make the effort and put action behind the prayers that I'm sending up to God. And I've only made it this far trusting in the Lord. There were hiccups along the way. There were times that I thought I lost all my game progress and I had to learn version control. Oftentimes things weren't working out, and even when I would make progress, there was still a mountain to climb of what I wanted to accomplish in this game. And I'm happy, I'm so proud of myself that every idea that I wanted this game to have, I exceeded my own expectations tremendously with the skill set I thought I had at the time. The biggest hurdles that I had in my game development journey was fleshing this out and getting it out of prototype phase. It was 3 days before I wanted Ducky Runners to release. I made a level select system. I made a save feature. And this is not even something that I thought about. I'm about to upload the game and I'm like, oh snap, Steam achievements, that's cool. Let me add that to the game. So I started making all the art for the achievements, programming that into the game, and packaging it to a final product. I watched a lot of Godot tutorials online, but a lot of the code and the functions that I've made were actually of my own logic. Godot tutorials can only get you so far because a lot of things that are taught are just concepts, but if you want to actually use what you're looking up in a very specific way towards your game, you might as well do it yourself. So I use tutorials here and there, but the power-up system, the level select, the save feature, a level select menu that has locked and unlocked levels. Most tutorials on Godot have a level select where all the levels are unlocked. I had to create my own function and make my own logic to have an unlocked system for the level select. I am ecstatic at the end result, all the effort and hard work and long nights. The night before release, I stayed up till 5 a.m. making sure the game was bug free. So far the launch has been great. Me and my wife had a launch day live stream. We were turning up. Y'all were coming through, purchasing the game, getting excited. We were having a grand time. And the Ducky Runners soundtrack alongside the game is out on all platforms: Apple Music, TikTok, Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, everywhere. Y'all support my homie, my brother, Dondre Morris. Download the soundtrack. You will not be disappointed. And the Ducky Runners soundtrack is coming to the Steam store page. It's in the Steam process right now, and that's going to be cleared in a few days, and y'all could support the Ducky Runners soundtrack on Steam or on all music platforms. I hope y'all buy the game, share with a friend, make some YouTube videos on Ducky Runners. I would love for there to be a speedrunning community for this game. Also, drop a review on Steam. That would help me out tremendously with the Steam algorithm. I thank you all so much, all the support that I've received over the last couple of months throughout the videos in the Discord. Man, y'all really showed up and showed out for me, an occasional gamer, and I wouldn't be here without you all. This was a collaborative experience. Yes, I designed, developed, and did everything on my own. This game would not be what it is today without you. Ducky Runners is only available on Windows right now. I'm trying to make a Mac export, and I'm having a difficult time working on that Mac export for some reason. My goodness. But eventually, hopefully very soon, Ducky Runners will have Mac support. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Y'all check out Ducky Runners. Share Ducky Runners with a friend, a coworker, a cousin, a auntie, a uncle, your kids. Christmas is coming up. Little Jimmy and Timmy want to play Ducky Runners on Christmas Day. Y'all check out Ducky Runners on Steam. I'm an occasional gamer, and man, it's crazy. Like, I thought I would feel differently when it came to publishing the game and the journey finally being over. I thought I would be emotional. I got a tad bit emotional when I first heard the start menu for the soundtrack. My goodness, I was like, yo, Dondre, bro, this guy trying to make me cry. But I'm just tired. I'm exhausted, and I'm just gonna take a break from being on the computer, because Lord knows I need that. So that's the end of the video. Play Ducky Runners, and see you next time. Deuces!
I'm a gamer. I'm a straight up G. The occasional life is the life for me. We can play on Xbox, we can play on PC, but the occasional life is the life for me. I'm a gamer. YouTube entertainer, get the information, make visual explainers.